drums go. Back into the chorus.
I look back on all those times and I'm just super happy that we decided to take that leap. The experiences and the performances and the studio sessions and just the bond that we've formed as a band.
I'm Tom, I'm the lead singer.
I'm Noah, I play lead guitar.
I'm Ryan and I play drums.
We are VYB.
You know what's inside of me, what's driving me, but I don't show the marks of my insanity. Cause I'm throwing out the logic when I think that you would hurt me. And my demons creeping up and making every thought concerning. And I wish I could track down all the entities in my head that are giving me anxiety. Like what if I don't see my dream, and what if I'm not all she needs? And maybe I could open up, but I'll just shut my mouth and throw away.
A lot of people think it's VYB or
People always ask if it's an acronym.
or Virgin Youth Band.
Virgin.
Very young boys,
Very young boys, but
voluptuous young babes.
there you go.
we put a bunch of words into a name generator, and the funniest thing that came was Limp Pizza. So we like called ourselves that, like, unofficially, of course.
That's our secret name.
Yeah, for like 2 months, and then we got to get our first gig, so we actually had to like think of an actual name.
Well, like the thing with Limp Pizza too is at the end of every practice, Tom's brother Mitch would come home with a pizza from the pizza place they worked at.
Yeah.
So it all kind of fit perfectly.
It was always limp, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was old pizza.
it was always old pizza from throughout the day.
But no, yeah, vibe is basically just, we want you guys to be able to vibe with our music. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cliche and corny, but at the end of the day, like, we just want music for people to really enjoy. So that's kind of where the name comes from. I first had the idea to play drums from my cousin. He lives in Michigan. His name is Justin. Shout out to Justin. But he played for his church. The music was my favorite part of church. I think I just naturally was driven to music just from birth, really. But I didn't play drums until I was 17 when I got my first drum set for my birthday. So I've been playing for about 10 years now. And I've always growing up just hitting stuff, just banging on stuff, making beats on stuff. And that finally translated when I got to be a teenager into actually playing drums. And I would play for my church growing up, when I was in high school and on into college. So that's how I kind of got my first taste of what it's like to play music. And now I've just taken that and kind of morphed it into playing for a band.
And can you stay by me?
I first started playing music in 4th grade. I actually took up the saxophone at the school I was going to, and I played that all the way through college. In high school, I started teaching myself piano a little bit, and that's where I kind of really took an interest in music, in bands, and getting into all that stuff. But in college is when I first tried to start a band. I kept trying with a bunch of different people that I knew, and it was never working out. And I started writing, song lyrics, and I started getting much better at the piano, and saxophone started taking a back seat to singing and keys. And then when I moved to Georgia just a few years ago, I actually did some solo stuff. A couple of years ago, I produced my own EP and sang on it and did all the instruments, and that's how I learned how to produce through Logic and Pro Tools. I worked at a music studio called Madison Records for about half a year, and during that time they taught me how to record music and do all that stuff. didn't stop trying to search for people to be in a band with. Tried for a few years with multiple people on creating something, and it was just never working out. It was just never the right fit. And yeah, finally when everything aligned and the stars came together, and I found Noah, Ryan, and Bailey all within the span of literally 3 weeks of each other. It's weird how it all worked out so perfectly. But yeah, so I've been playing music my whole life, and I'm sure I'll be playing music for the rest of my life too.
I've grown up in the Atlanta area my whole life, just a little outside of Atlanta. I started playing guitar when I was a really young kid. My uncle had left an acoustic guitar at my parents' house for my dad to try and learn how to play. And my dad gave up after like 3 months and put the acoustic guitar in a closet somewhere and just said, screw it, I'm never playing guitar again. And then one day I was helping my dad clean out that same closet, found the guitar and an old Metallica tablature book, and I just started learning how to play tabs from that book, and that's what started me playing guitar. So then when I was like 13 or 14, my parents bought me my first electric guitar. It was a little dinky Walmart brand guitar with an amp combo. I continued to learn and learn and learn, but I was always just a bedroom player. I never played anywhere, never played for friends, rarely ever played for my family. I was always just really super self-conscious about playing. And one day I was sitting in class in college and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna try and join a band.
Like right here would be cool if we all just... My first practice with the band was definitely probably less nerve-wracking than everyone else was, since I met them all gradually. But I remember specifically, I was there already because it was at my house. And
Just in his parents' basement of all places. I was super nervous because I didn't know what I was going into, really. I didn't know the setup. I didn't know Bailey or Noah at all.
Ryan sat down on Bailey's electric drum set because Ryan didn't have a drum set over at my house yet. And he just looked at Noah. He's like, all right, show me what you got.
Play. So he could play drums to it. And that was another situation that I was just like, oh my God.
And I was like, what? He's like, just play. And I was like, no. That's so, we were all just so nervous.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I got myself way in over my head. And this is just way too much for me. And I severely doubted my idea of joining the band.
I was super nervous. Now I know I was nervous for no reason because we're all just straight up dorks.
Throughout that practice, we just tried to play anything. I think Funky Town was played a couple times. We tried messing around with a few cover songs just to get warmed up, and we experimented a little with Tom's songs from his EP.
It was definitely like a first new experience for me. But I just remember just having a good time. I was a little nervous about my playing because I haven't always been the most confident person about my skills, but I definitely just slowed it down and I'm just gonna be me.
But we all kind of just warmed up to each other after talking for a while and became great friends. And the first practice was very telling about how well we get along because it did not take long for us to warm up to each other at all.
Yeah, so what's it been like living with these bozos over here? This is our second house that we've lived in together. It's actually not that far from our last house, but there's been so many aspects that's been just really dope with living with these guys. One, it's I used to have to drive 40 minutes to practice. which kind of sucked because I had work right after every time. So it'd be like I have to get up extra early, drive in traffic, get there, play, drive straight to work. And it was just terrible. But now I get to wake up, just walk 2 feet downstairs, and we're practicing. So I think that's been really cool.
This is our practice room where we practice all of our songs and all of our music. It gets really loud down here, so we put it in the deepest part of the house.
Living together has been a fantastic move for the band as a whole. We have plenty of time to write music together, sit and listen to each other's input on songs, have conversations about band things in person anytime we need to.
Definitely whenever we do, we like to go swimming, go to the lake. We used to play Rocket League a lot, which that was like a really good time because we would just be like, hey, wanna play Rocket League?
Even in quarantine, you know, we're all staying together and hanging out, and we're writing music, we're working on album 2.
Like I said before, like we all just really enjoy being with each other too, so that's a huge plus. We all like each other, and we all, have for the most part the same interests and things we like to do even when we're not playing music.
Sometimes we have our differences as far as who cleans the kitchen, whose dishes, whose groceries are whose and whatnot, but that happens in any household. But before living with these guys, I had only lived by myself or with my parents, and I was terrified of having roommates at first. It was something I had always told myself and my family that I would never have roommates because I just can't imagine living with anybody. Every day is fun, every day is hanging out with your best friends, and I appreciate the time that I have with them because you never realize that you're living in the good old days until they're gone.
And just being able to be around each other and just grow that chemistry as a band, and just grow as friends has been really fun.
It's really easy to get along with those two and my brother who lives with us now because we always want to do the same stuff and we haven't gotten tired of each other yet.
I don't know, dude. Just living with your friends, it's awesome.
Wake up.
And that was the way we did it. And now we live together and shit together, and it's just
Best friends.
it's great. It's awesome.
Do it all together. Record all of our, my vocals, guitar, drums, bass, and then we'd all take a day for each song and do like a bunch of synthesizers and cool stuff.
Claps and
Slaps and snaps and little zips and zaps.
Space
you could
echo.
do. Yeah.
Space echo.
Yeah, he had like a million different guitar pedals and all this cool stuff that really like took our songs to the next level. So we wouldn't be, Moose Things wouldn't be what it is without him. He's definitely like a hidden fifth member of that album.